Hey YouTube, I'm back. And 4 years back, in 2016, that was, I went for an interview for the PGT post at Baliganj Kendriya Vidyalaya. When I went there, there were around 120 candidates waiting for their chance. There was just one post, one PGT post, and one TGT post. Okay, so for some reason, TGT post was abolished on that very day. So only one post, that is PGT post, was up for grabs. Now I did my interview. I took my interview, and while I was coming out of my interview room, I asked them, the obviously the people who were actually conducting the interview. I asked them about how they felt about my performance after the that interview. It was not a direct question regarding how my interview was, or whether I was already on their list of getting the people, those people who were selected. But that question was there because I wanted to make a difference in my performance for the next time when I would attend another interview. So they took it sportingly, they took that question sportingly, and they asked me to wait outside. Now, I waited for 2.5 hours rather, and then when they were done and dusted with the interviews of all those 120 odd candidates, they were coming out of their room and they saw me, and they were taken aback by the fact that I was still waiting over there. So obviously they conveyed their very much valuable insights regarding my interview, and I came back from that particular place on that very day. 6 months after, I got to know that I was selected for KV Baliganj. And though I'm not suggesting the fact that that particular move helped me a lot, but to be very honest, I still think that that actually did its own share of uh, magic for that particular interview. Now, welcome to this video. That was just a personal anecdote I chose to share with you people. Now, after this personal story, today we're going to discuss about the mindset part of an interviewee, the person who is actually attending the interview, who needs the job. By the way, this video is for those people who are going to attend their interviews for a job, and not for the people who are waiting for their PhD submission, or PhD not PhD proposal submission, or maybe MPhil interview purposes. So this is for those who need jobs and who are there for who are waiting for a start to their career. Now, after this personal anecdote and this very small piece of advice for those for whom this interview video is for. Now, I've written down a few points here. What is an interview? For some people, it's a personality test. For some people, it's just an interview. For some people, like the recruiters, it is just one last chance to guess how the person is who's sitting right in front of you. So it's that one shot. That person, the recruiter, is just one shot away from selecting that right guy, the right guy for his or her company. Now, before going deep into the interview part, this video is going to be in different parts. Actually, this is the first part. I'm going to discuss the mindset part here. In my next YouTube video, I'll be discussing the questions which people readily ask you regarding interviews. Now, what does a student want when he or she is approaching an interview? Someone who is a fresh graduate, he or she is not sure about what to expect from an interview. So to give some idea about an interview is there to just, it's a preliminary kind of for some jobs, it's that preliminary kind of screening test. In some cases, is the last step. For like jobs like CSC, PSC, SSC, is the last step. And for some cases, in some cases, in case of most of the private sector jobs, it's the only viable option, depending on which the recruiters are recruiting their candidates. Now, suppose I am a graduate in any discipline. I hardly have any experience. So, what should be there on my CV or in my personality that can actually attract the recruiters? Now, I personally tell all my students and the people I know that it's all about selling yourself. We have to sell ourselves. That's it. We're like products. In our world, जो दिखता है वही बिकता है. Which is why I would suggest you to make yourself a product. See yourself as a product. The more all rounded you are, the better chances you have of cracking an interview. And that's the thing. Now, most of the people, they are not really well versed with different certificates and internships. For them, for those people, I would like to suggest that at least if you can't become someone like that product, at least try to behave like that product. So after jo dikta hai wo bikta hai, now my catchphrase is, if you can't bite, at least show them that you can bite. That's the thing. Now, after students perspective, now it's time for employers perspective. The thing is, an employer needs to see a couple of things in his potential candidate. The first thing he or she is searching for is whether the person is trustworthy or not. You may have done a lot of courses, a lot of degrees you have probably, but whether you are trustworthy or not, whether you are amicable or not, whether you ooze confidence or not. Confidence is the key here, my friends. So you have to be confident, you have to ooze zeal and confidence, and you have to make him believe that you are the right guy for that particular job. See, what happens is, in our country where there are 1.3 billion people, I think there are people who are better than me. I mean, better than everyone. I'm sure somebody is there. In fact, there are hundreds and thousands of people who are better than me. But just because I am here, it actually shows that I have an edge over others. An edge over others. That edge is employability. Now, what is employability? There's a difference between employability and employment. Employment is when you get a job. Employability is when you manage to keep the job. Your ability to keep the job and walk up the ladders. Your promotions, you're leaving that particular company for some other company for a better pay or maybe better packages and all. So anything and everything you can have as your luxury because of your employability. The more employable you are, the more chances, the more choices you have at your disposal. So I guess you are getting my point. So employment is you just have a job and that's it. You're doing the job. Employability is whether you are capable of doing that job or not, whether you have the skill sets to do the job or not. Now, again, employers' perspective. Employers not only look for trustworthiness, flexibility, communication skills, but also they look for people who are confident, who have interpersonal skills, who are uh, very, very approachable, who are eager to learn. Because I actually, if I had my company, I would want someone who is eager to learn the basics. If he or she doesn't know the basics, it's all about the right attitude, the right mindset. Again, if you don't know something, you have to have that mindset to learn while you get the experience. Along the way, you will pick all those brownie points. Now, Before going into the last segment of my video, this video, let me tell you one thing. No matter how many pompous dialogues you have in your store, until and unless you have some certificates or some workable experience to show your metal, not many employers are having you over. That's the fact. So my suggestion to you would be, even if you are not paid, go for unpaid internships, go for certificates which are related to your job. I am a strong believer of this fact that no matter how many certificates you have, no matter how many degrees you have, until and unless you are contributing to your company, or until and unless you're contributing to the society at large, it's of no use. So basically, all you have to do is not only get yourself ready for the job, or ready your get your CV ready, you need to have some experience of any kind. I mean, let us suppose that you were the captain of India, your school cricket team. It can help at the interview, because you probably have that leadership skill. You are a team man, so you can show off all those skills regarding your that experience which you had, which you experienced 10 years back, maybe 15 years back. So just moving on to the last part of our video. It's already 11 and a half minute long. So just before summing up, please, it's my request to all of you, whoever is listening to this, watching this video and listening to my words, please create your LinkedIn account. In my last video regarding IELTS and IELTS, the overview of or the career aspect of IELTS, in my last video, I actually said this there, that create your LinkedIn account, because until unless you are visible to your potential employers, you can hardly get a chance to show your skills. Not only that, only the other day I was having a chat with one of those HR managers of Capgemini. It's a French company. So he told me that most of the people don't know who to approach and where to find them. So LinkedIn can be that platform where you can approach people, the industry leaders, the people who know a thing or two regarding your industry, and can share their thoughts. I'm sure there are people who are ready to share their experience, their thoughts with you, so that you can pick on their brains. So before summing up, I guess this is the first video regarding our mindset part of the interview. In next video, we'll be discussing how you should prepare your CV and for your interviews. And in the third and last part, we'll be answering those questions regarding what kind of the kind of questions people actually ask, recruiters actually ask at the interview. Thank you so much. If you like this video, please subscribe, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And this is purely done because so that I can help a few people out there. So please do subscribe, do share, and if you like this video, please click on the like button. Thank you.